Welcome, everybody, to Lend Me Your Ear. This is the podcast of all things EAR. We're the Escola Americana de Recife. My name's Peter Klam. I'm the superintendent here at school. And I'm sitting here with Camila Paz. She is our ECC coordinator and our learning support coordinator as well. And it's two roles that not many people could balance both of those things, but Camila does an amazing job. We're so lucky to have her here with her multi talents. But we're going to talk a little bit about ECC. We're getting ready for Jumpstart, which is the program where we bring our new ECC families in to talk to them about the program, and we thought this would be a great opportunity for us to talk a little bit about what our ECC program is. A couple of years back, we started in with a program called Creative Curriculum. And so we've been running that now for 3 years, I think.
Yeah, the third year.
And it's going very well. And so we want to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about learning support and stuff around that. So welcome, Camila.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Tell us about Creative Curriculum, what it is, and how it's different from the way we did things before.
Yeah. Creative Curriculum, it's a really play-based curriculum and whole child, so it's different from other traditional approaches where you have like children sitting down and working with worksheets and things in a like working with isolated skills.
Okay.
I like to say that the Creative Curriculum allows kids to have access to learning in different ways, because kids, they learn in different ways. There are different paths to get to their needs and so they can fully develop. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole child thing. So it's like we don't work with one skill in isolation. While playing, the child is learning literacy and math and as active skills and social emotional skills. So through this playing and having all of this happening at the same time, it's what makes it so different. And it's like by playing is how kids learn and show their best. They can practice.
So you keep talking about play-based and by playing. Can you paint a picture of that for me? What does it look like if I walk into a classroom with Creative Curriculum? What am I going to see?
Depending on the part of the day that you show up in the classroom, you're going to see different things, because there are opportunities for a large group where everybody's going to be exposed to the same thing at the same time. For example, like a read aloud, where all the kids are going to be there with the teacher, listening and interacting with the story with the teachers and learning assistants. There are the small groups. The small group is the piece where we have different things happening, different stations or
so that's the play-based part.
Yeah,
the small group.
No, and also the choice time, because the difference from the small group to the choice time is that the small group is something that the teacher planned for, and when it's choice time, it's really on the children. They choose where to go, and the opportunities are going to be there on the stations, on the centers that we like to call. So each center, there's a purpose in there. There are materials there. There are things for the kids. And usually it's interesting because they are working with units and different themes throughout the whole day. Mm-hmm. And when it's choice time, they choose where to go. And then they start using the skills that they are learning throughout the day in an independent way, in a meaningful way. So that's what's so interesting in this.
Okay, so you have small group time where the teacher designs, let's say, 4 or 5 different stations.
Yep.
And then they do a rotation around the station.
Yeah.
So they might have what kinds of things would they be doing at those stations?
Usually during small group time, one of the stations is based on the teaching experience that the curriculum offers us and asks us to do, and the other ones.
So for example, though.
Let's say that we have a teaching experience that it's involving social emotional, and this station was designed for sharing. So the creative curriculum already offers the whole idea of how this station is going to be, and we're gonna work on social emotional on that. And then uh, I plan with the teachers every week so we can think about the other stations. There can be something that would go with this station as well, and
Hmm.
also that can align with other skills that we feel that the group needs. And sometimes one group needs one skill more than the other. So there is also the planning piece. It's like, of course, the creative curriculum offers lots of strategies and teaching experiences, but also we can, with the data that we collect during this time, we can identify what the groups need, and then we can think, oh, maybe this group needs a little bit more of fine motor skill in this area, so let's work on that for that group, while the other one, I mean, it's flexible.
So does the creative curriculum tell you, like, do they have like a book with 150 stations, or do you develop the stations yourselves?
For example, there are teaching experiences. There are cards that they come with the goals and everything that the child was supposed to get from that
Hmm.
activity. So we have, yeah, we have like lots of ideas for these teaching experiences in each one of the areas: social emotional, math, literacy. But at the same time, even though it's like something for math, we also have other skills there, like literacy is always involved, and then we have fine motor skills and things like that, because nothing is isolated. So like the biggest focus would be math, but then you have everything else that is also there.
Okay.
But these, and also the stations that we create, we think that we go aligned with the theme that we are working with, and we go like thinking about each one of the skills that we want to develop more,
Hmm.
which is a little bit different from what it happens to the choice time. Because during choice time, as it's their choice, we put opportunities there, right? The classroom is designed to have this environment that is welcoming, and what each station should have, so all the material is there, the vocabulary is there, and then it's more on students choice,
Okay.
and also on our role as teachers and learning assistants, our role in that situation.
So choice time doesn't have pre-prepared stations.
No, it's like the stations that we have in the classroom, for example,
Like, but
art
that's
stations and
right.
music station, and what it's funny, it's because we don't have a language or math station, because as language and math should be everywhere. So in each one of the stations, there should be opportunity for math and literacy.
Uh,
Yeah, so that's so interesting. And for example, each one of the stations should have paper or pencils or whiteboards, markers, because when playing, uh, kids can use this material to explore literacy and math. And then there is again the role of the teacher in that, right? Because sometimes the teacher is guiding the the play,
huh.
sometimes it's interesting to guide, then you see where students are going,
Mm.
and other times they are just playing with the kids, because kids are guiding, and it's also data they are collecting, right?
Right.
It's by observing. And
So I want to come back to that because I'm interested in assessment, how you do it, and what does it look like when you're gathering that, and then when you're also reporting it back
mhm.
out. But first, I just want to ask one detail, I guess, because I'm curious. What did the classrooms look like before creative curriculum? Like, how is it? How is this what they're doing now different from what they did before?
We use it to have something more. It was something systematical that would work in isolation. For example, a pre-K4 class would work with a letter of the alphabet every week.
Okay.
So the focus, of course, that if the student brought interest in another letter, we would explore, but the focus would be letter C, and then we would spend the whole week working with the letter C and the sound of the letter C and things like this. But it's like we would be working just with that, and worksheets. That is something that we move away from. It's like something that we see that kids need, this hands-on experience. They need everything aligned and making sense, because while playing, it's like the time where they're gonna learn and they're gonna put in practice everything that they learned. And I guess we missed that. Of course, we had free time to play and we
Right.
would play with kids, but when I see the trainings that the creative curriculum provided to our team and everything that the approach provides, it's like it's rich. It's a rich.
So before, there was kind of like work time and then there was playtime. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, it's work time now. Okay, now it's playtime. You can
Yeah.
go play. And now it's mixed. Like the work is play based. It's play.
Yeah.
So they're kind of playing all the time.
Yeah. And which is interesting because when they are playing, it's like they are more confident, they feel that they are okay, they are interested. And we know that learning comes with the feeling interested about this,
Right.
like
Curiosity.
yeah. And it's like I see the purpose of things when I can put this in practice. I'm not learning the letter C for the sake of knowing the letter C. There is one example. There is one activity that they suggest that you're playing like you're creating a recipe and you're making a list, and you're playing with your group of kids making this list. And when writing, oh, so for this one we have bananas. Okay, bananas. So write down who's going to make the list, and someone makes the list. And oh, banana. So let's put the first sound of bananas. What is the first sound? And everybody, oh, b b b. So let's try to write the letter B. So doing this while playing, it's fun, it's interesting, and kids understand, right? Like, okay, that's why I'm learning this sound, because
So they're
it makes
getting
sense.
the sound and the letter. They're just not doing it on a worksheet. It's just more. It's sort of naturally integrated into.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they're playing all the time and they're doing different things, and the things that they're learning is all integrated into their play, how do you assess?
That's the most interesting piece. It's like, as teachers and learning assistants, they are so involved in the process. It's like formative assessments are happening all the time. Because when I am in a station in the center playing with the kid making the recipe, I could see the kids who could write down that letter or that knew that letter sound. There's also something that we ask teachers is to have clipboards in the classroom everywhere. So every time that they see something, they write down. So they remember the information. And as they are playing and involved with this all the time, they can see that during this playtime, kids are showing these strengths. They are also showing some areas of growth. We can observe all of that. And I think it's in a unique and honest way, because sometimes when we have kids for that summative assessment, oh, tell me this, tell me that. Sometimes kids are anxious, shy, they don't want to show the whole thing. But when playing, they show this in a very spontaneous way. So I guess it's an interesting way to access that, and also to understand where the gaps are and the strengths, so they can plan for challenging it a little bit more for some, and also uh, moving backwards a little bit and support kids with phone.
So really being able to individualize instruction so that kids who need more challenge can get more challenge. Kids who need more support
Yeah.
are still learning some things that
Yeah.
other kids have gone past. They can be learning that.
Yeah.
And then but so they're writing all this stuff down on clipboards that are all over the room.
Yeah.
And then at some point they gather all the clipboards and they get their class list and they're like
Yeah.
writing down for each kid what they're they're
Mhm.
organizing all these notes from all over the classroom. How do they like get all of that, like how do they get to the point where they know what they've assessed every kid for, and they're assessing, like, do they assess all of the kids for the same things eventually?
Mm-hmm.
Like the B thing. Imagine, like, this group said bananas and you did B, and the other group said carrots and you did C. When does the carrots group do the B, and when does the bananas group do the C? Or
Yeah, and of course there is the summative assessment by the end of some time that teachers do when they are. Sometimes they're gonna. We understand that some kids, this group of kids, is showing this knowledge all the time, and other kids are not showing that. So it's like, of course, they're gonna have other times to work with those children,
Mhm.
even through playing, but also trying to access this. And what is also great about the curriculum is that they have the platform for adding all the information that we collect.
like a
So
database.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we call it gold. So they add all of this information there. It's like, there are checkpoints. The when we plan for the small groups, for example, there are the skills that activity is was planned for. So every time that they finish this activity, they add some information to gold. And also those other informations that they started to put around the classroom, they're gonna get it and add there. Once they add there, the platform also creates something and generates, like, oh, okay, where the student is, and shares strategies and things that could be done. So it's like, it's something that, of course, it's based on teachers' observations and things that they are doing either during small group or large group or transitions, because creative curriculum also brings lots of ideas for transitions,
Mm.
and during this playtime that we call choice time. But the the interesting piece is that we see that every opportunity is a learning opportunity when using the curriculum, and also as a learning opportunity is also opportunity to for us and teachers, learning assistants, to observe and understand, okay, where we need to go with this, and collect data from there. Very much.
So then that data goes into gold, this
Yeah.
database, and it builds up over time. So now we've got nursery, pre-K 3, pre-K 4. Do we have kindergarten kids who started nursery with, or is it
They
pre-K
started
4?
pre-K 3, I think.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
our kinder kids started in pre-K 3 with creative curriculum.
Yeah, I think so.
So next year we'll have kids at the end of ECC who've gone through creative curriculum and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So for those pre-K 3 kids and those kindergarten kids who at least have done it since, sorry, pre-K 4 kids who've done it since nursery, kinder kids who've done it since pre-K 3, are we seeing a difference?
Yeah, we feel that they are applying their knowledge more often than it used to be in the past.
Uh-huh.
Because as we are working with multiple skills at the same time, we feel that. I see, for example, this pre-K 4 group, the way they expose their thinking, even struggling with the language still because they're still young,
Right.
but the way they bring things, it's different. We can see that they put more critical thinking in there,
Interesting.
and also the foundational skills for literacy. We we feel that kids are using all the phonological awareness and rhyming, using this more often than in the past.
So you think you imagine, think, assess that they are more prepared to learn to read, which happens in first grade and kindergarten,
Kindergarten,
some.
yeah. Kinder to first, yeah.
Kinder to first.
I feel that. I mean, when talking to teachers, I was talking to pre-K 4 teachers lately, and we were checking like how much they grew up with these essential and foundational skills,
Mm-hmm.
literacy ones that are. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So transitioning over to your other hat,
Yeah.
learning support. Do you find that this program also allows our learning support, which really more officially starts in first grade, right?
Hmm. Well, I mean, we support kids all around the school depending on the need.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we? Do you find that we're identifying kids more clearly earlier because of the creative curriculum?
I don't know if we already have like consistent data on that, but what we can see is like as we are able to see kids in different ways while showing their knowledge in different ways, I think that it gives teacher more knowledge about the kid. For example, we have children who learn very fast by touching, by exploring, and other kids who will be learning, it will be easier for them to learn by seeing. So I guess that as the curriculum explore all these areas, I feel that it's a little bit for teachers to understand, oh, this kid learns better this way, and they are trying to share more strategies in that way. So these I already feel
So our teachers understand their students as learners more
better.
deeply,
Yeah.
better than than
Yeah.
perhaps they would have
They have like
in a different system.
yeah, more tools for that. It's like we open our minds a little bit more to understand, okay, where can we go with this?
I imagine even just having this database where you're putting all of this diagnostic information, most of which is observational, right?
Sure.
But like that builds up over time, and
Yeah.
you just, it gives you a much clearer picture of a kid than it might give you if you just put a piece of paper in front of them and say,
For sure.
write the letter C 17 times.
Yeah. And it's like maybe that's not the way they learn best, so they're not going to show their knowledge this way.
And creative curriculum is more adaptive in giving students different ways to show their knowledge.
Yeah. It's like there is UDL in that, and we can see it clearly.
What's UDL?
And Universal Design for Learning.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means that first we need engagement. Engagement is the biggest piece of that. And then we need different ways to access the learning and different ways to express the learning. So creative curriculum allows that. It's very flexible. So there is the engagement piece. You choose, it's play based, it's interesting. So that piece is there. It's practical, it's in their daily lives. And there is also, okay, multiple ways to access that knowledge by touching, seeing, and hearing everything happening at the same time, and also expressing the knowledge, maybe by writing, by drawing, by talking, when playing, exploring this, sharing this, and maybe this the same kid who during playtime shows what they learn. Sometimes it's the child that if I sit down with this child and say, "Oh, show me this and this child is not going to show." So
For whatever reason, they're shy. They get nervous.
Yeah.
They get anxious. Whatever.
Yeah. Or it's not the best way to.
It's just not their way.
Yeah, it's not their way. So
Cool.
it's interesting.
So that's exciting. It's just exciting work that's happening in our early childhood center, ECC, and we're very thankful for your work there. I know that your leadership has really been fundamental to this growth of this program and to the success, and so we're really, really happy at what you've been able to accomplish and what the teachers have been able to accomplish. I talk about all the time how our teachers they're so learning oriented themselves, and that's really exciting that we have teachers who really embrace new ways of doing things.
Yeah, they are super excited. They love to use the curriculum. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Camila, thank you so much for joining us. This has been great. I think this is going to be our last podcast of the school year, but we'll all go out off on our different ways to rest and relax and come back in August reinvigorated and ready to go again. So we'll see you guys in a couple of months.